friends, and welcome back to another Sunday Reset video. My name is Tiffany and I'm super excited to have you joining me this morning. We're going to jump right into it. We're starting off today's video by hanging my American flag. Now, my father-in-law, when we were staying with them while our house was being built, was super kind to buy us a brand new flag for our new home. So it was really important to me to get this up as soon as possible, and I figured no better time than right before Memorial Day. So that is what we're getting started with. I did purchase this flagpole from Amazon. It's from the company Maya or Mia. It's M-I-Y-A. I'll have it linked for you down below, but it was very, very affordable. I think I paid around $16 for it, and I really liked it because it was black and it just looked really sleek, and I think it looks really great in the end here. So you'll have to see and tell me your thoughts. But my husband was so very kind to get this hung for me. His name is Danny. So if you're new to my channel, Danny and I just recently moved to the East Coast. We live in New England, and we had our custom home built. Took about a year and a half, and we finally moved in December. We are loving it so very much. We have 5 beautiful children, and we both work in the education system. So I am a school counselor, and he is a special education teacher. And so we enjoy our weekends. We are very much looking forward to our summer break coming up. We both have about 2 weeks, 14 days or so left of actual school. So we're very, very much looking forward to some time off this summer. But if you notice the mountain of dirt in the background and, you know, the Mars-like front yard, that is because we haven't had our landscaping done yet. We're waiting for our builder to come and grade our lawn, and then once he does, we can get some grass seed planted, and I cannot wait to have grass. I have lived on the West Coast my whole entire life. I grew up in Southern California. We definitely had grass there. However, I never really had a big lawn myself. And then we lived in Las Vegas before we moved here. That's where Danny and I met, and we definitely did not have a lot of grass there. We had a tiny little yard. We lived on 1/12 of an acre. That was our entire house and our little tiny backyard. We made the most of it though. I actually have a really great video showing our backyard and a little backyard renovation. You'll have to check that out so you can see the difference, but I'm very much looking forward to enjoying this yard for the rest of our lives. So here is our beautiful flag. Like I said, my father-in-law got that for us, and I love it on the black pole. It just looks really, really nice. So I will have that linked for you down below. Thank you, Danny, for getting that up for me. And before I move past the scene here, I just want to remember those who courageously gave their lives. That is what Memorial Day is all about. So thank you to the brave men and women who have made the ultimate sacrifice. Next up, we're moving into pruning some of my plants. So these ranunculus I planted here on my front porch. They were doing wonderfully. They had lots and lots of blooms, and I don't know what happened. They just kind of have fallen apart. So I was pruning them back. Deadheading is really important when you have any kind of flowering shrub. You want to make sure that you're taking off any of the flowers that have, bloomed and they're not dead, but they're definitely wilting and the petals are coming off. So as you can see, there's a whole lot of that happening here. So I was trying to clean them up, but I will say I did film this last week and I don't have any new growth, and so I will be repotting some things in these pots. But ranunculus are beautiful. They're finicky, but they were great while they lasted. But if you have not done any deadheading yet of your flowering shrubs, this is your reminder. So the more that you deadhead, the more you are going to get new blooms. So these beautiful flowers here, I purchased these recently when I was at Walmart, and what I'm doing here is just picking off all of the blooms that have already lived their time and have expired, it's time for them to go. I'm just plucking them off. I'm not trimming anything here. And then you can't see, but there's tons of new little bulbs coming in. So this will have a whole new set of flowers here shortly. That little black one there that I'm trimming is also ranunculus that I was hoping would come back. They're not. We're going to get rid of those as well. And then the other flowering pot there, I'm just going to pluck off the dead heads. That one looks a little wilted. It did need some water. It was super hot that day in the 90s, and so it was definitely hot, so I needed to water my plants, but they look beautiful now. I wish I had taken a picture to show you, and now I'm out on the deck in the backyard, and I'm just trimming off again some more of the dead heads. So on this plant, I don't know what it's called. I'm so sorry. I'm terrible at remembering the names of these things, but these grow up from the little grassy part into these beautiful purple stems. And if you look down at the bottom, you'll see little tiny ones coming up. So this one was already getting new blooms. While I was trimming these, I accidentally cut off one of the new ones. I was so bummed. But see right there, I cut it off. Oh, I was so bummed, but that's okay. And then I also have these beautiful, I think these are some type of daisy, I'm not sure, but these I typically just pluck them off as well, but I was cutting some off just to give it some new growth. I have to repot that one. It's definitely outgrown that little pot. So, and then the one in the back there is a fern, but everything is doing really, really well. It's been raining here, so they've been getting some good natural drinks. Moving on, we're going to be using that beautiful eucalyptus I purchased from last Sunday's reset. This was big, tall eucalyptus that I found at Michael's. I think I found this at Michael's, and I loved it. It was huge. It was beautiful. I wanted to use it, and so I had this demijohn in my bathroom, and I decided to bring it out, and I wanted to use it in my living room. I just wanted something different. I've been kind of playing with my decor. I've had everything somewhat the same since we moved in December, and so I've just been kind of playing around. Now, I know somebody's going to say you should trim that off. I know. I didn't want to though, because I like how tall these stems are. I have a big, tall, giant demijohn on my dining room table, and so I wanted to make sure I was leaving the length, so if I ever wanted to use them there. So I am going to just kind of play with these for a little while and get them where I want them, and then we'll move on to the next item. I was playing with these so much because real eucalyptus kind of just, it's a little bit floppy, and so I wanted this to appear floppy as well. You know, that's probably one of my biggest gripes with faux plants, is that they're just a little too stiff. They don't have the natural movement of, you know, a real plant, and everything else in the shot is a real plant. And so I wanted these to kind of look, you know, as similar to those as I could. And so I wanted them to mimic the movement of real eucalyptus. And so I'm trying to bend them down and have them kind of droop a little, if you will, just because that's what real eucalyptus does. I have some in my bedroom right now, and it's just it's a very floppy shrub once, you know, it's been cut and it's in a vase. And so, but I did want some height over here. I don't know, it felt very bare. I don't know what I'm doing with this wall. Danny and I have a plan to build out a nice area for a faux fireplace with a pellet stove, but I don't know yet. Nothing is happening yet. But it needed some kind of height, and I feel like this eucalyptus did that. So that is why I brought that in here and why I was messing with it for so long. And then I was coming in to dust the sideboard, and I realized that there had been some spilt wax, and so I'm using this little scraper from Pampered Chef, and I am cleaning that off. So, and then I'm just using a microfiber cloth. If you, like I said, are new to my channel, this sideboard I purchased on Facebook Marketplace. You guys, I got this for such a steal, $25. $25 for this stunning sideboard. I wanted one forever, and I just put on the alert. I kept my eye out. I was not the first person to bid on it. Somebody else did, but luckily for me, they did not pick it up. So I purchased it. It was in its natural state. I did paint it with milk paint into this beautiful color linen, and when we moved into the house and I got it where I wanted it, I sent a picture of it to the person I bought it from, and she was just beside herself. She loved it so much. So if you are interested in having an item like this, you might also look for something called a buffet. So when you are putting in your search parameters on Facebook Marketplace or anything like that, search for sideboard and buffet, because sideboard is the original name, but buffet is what it's often called. I would have never known that until I moved to the East Coast. So but I love, love, love this piece so very much, and the color just brings such warmth to my living room space. I love it. I'm also going to add in some new wax melts. This is probably one of my absolute favorite scents. I get this from Walmart, and I am using some cotton balls to just wick up the current wax that's in there. And the wax warmer is also from Walmart. It's from the Better Homes and Gardens line. I've had it forever. So I can't tell you if it's still there or not. I've probably had it for 4 or 5 years, but that's just going to make the house smell really, really good. And then I'm also taking my vacuum to just get all of the things behind the sideboard, including that granola bar wrapper, because the robot vacuum does not get back here because of the way that the sideboard legs are. It prevents the vacuum from getting back there. So I just was vacuuming up any hair or crumbs or anything that's down there. And then I was going to get the robot vacuum going. This is from the company Yeetie. I'll have it linked for you down below. A couple months ago, they had sent it to me to review, and I am obsessed. I still use it every single day. So, and now I'm just taking some time to clean off the doors. We have been in and out of the back deck as often as we possibly can. So these doors get pretty covered in fingerprints. I was asked in a previous video why we only have one door and why it's not French doors, and it's a good question. Originally, in our original design, we had asked for French doors with 2 working doors. However, our builder felt like this wall, being that it was covered in windows, would not be sturdy enough to hold 2 opening doors. And so we still have the look of it, but only one door opens. And to be honest with you, I actually kind of like it. I like the way it opens, and we're also going to put a screen there. We'll end up putting a screen on both so it looks cohesive, but screens for French doors can be pretty pricey. So, you know, it's not ideal. It's not what we wanted, but I do like the way it looks anyways. At least we have the look of the French doors, even if they're not working. And then I came outside to clean up the deck area and the sectional. Remember, the sectional is from Better Homes and Gardens, also from Walmart. And I'm just cleaning off the table. It had been raining, and my intention was to vacuum off the entire sofa. However, I was only able to vacuum off the stools because when I got over to the sofa, they were still damp and I was sucking up water, and I did not want to destroy my Dyson. So there wasn't a whole lot more cleaning out here. I definitely was expecting to do more, but I do just typically use the vacuum to clean it off, and I do vacuum the rug out here because it gets pretty dirty, especially stuff, you know, falling from the trees. So. Okay, so now we're moving into my kitchen. So I have been dying to get my summer decor up and out. I always decorate for summer with Americana decor. I did put up a haul, so if you haven't had a chance to see that, check it out. But I want to get started with decorating, but I didn't want to do that until I've cleaned my kitchen. My cabinets were super dirty, desperately needed to be cleaned, and so that's what we're getting started with. And I'm just using water and a little bit of Tide, which is what you just saw me do there. And I just feel like this gets everything off, and I was able to clean off the walls in here as well because little hands are constantly touching everything. But I try really hard to clean off my cabinets typically once a season. I'll do some spot cleaning obviously as needed, but like a good deep clean like this where I wipe everything down, I try to do it once a season when I'm changing out seasonal decor. That just seems like an easy time to remember. But this stuff gets really dirty. My hood was filthy and microfiber cloth takes off everything. I purchased these at the Dollar Tree, I think. But I have a ton of microfiber cloths and they just get everything off. But as you can see, I just keep brushing off a ton of dust and dirt. We've got animals, so there's animal hair. And then of course, like when you're cooking, you know what I mean? Everything gets up on the hood. So just going to take some time to wipe them off. That's probably, you know, one of the downsides of having white cabinets is, you know, with most everything will show on there, the dust and the dirt, but I just love a white kitchen. It just feels very clean to me. So our cabinets are from cabinets.com and they're in the Shaker 2 style and they're in the color alabaster. So the Sherwin-Williams warmer white color alabaster. They did have a bright white option. I just wanted something a little bit warmer because I knew I wanted to have the tile, the brick backsplash, which that is from a company called Old Mill Brick, and we purchased the bricks from Floor and Decor. I had to think about that, and they were just single set bricks, and so our builder had put those in for us with just a really nice thick mortar, and I love it. It's got a nice little German smear to it. It's really, really beautiful, and again, I just feel like it warms up the kitchen. So I did clean those bottom drawers on the other side. However, I didn't adjust the camera, so I wasn't in frame, so you didn't get to see it, but I did do them. And you know, we don't have a ton of cabinets in here. This is not a huge kitchen. It's definitely a nice size. I like the shape of the kitchen. These cabinets here in the middle, this hutch area, are my favorite, and I love to decorate them for the seasons. I did just decorate them for the summer. You'll get to see that video on Wednesday, so stay tuned. I'm so excited. You get to see the kitchen decorated. It came out so beautiful and cute. I love it. But I'm just going to go ahead and get finished with these cabinets, and then we will move on to the next item. Besides the glass hutch cabinets, this area is my favorite part of the kitchen. This nice little build out around the refrigerator. It just makes it feel so custom, and honestly, it wasn't that much of a difference in price. And I'm rocking out to Post Malone, sorry. Oh, maybe I was listening to Lizzo this day. I think Lizzo is my spirit animal. But anyway, I just like having this built-in section. It makes the kitchen look a little bit custom. And this cabinet here is where the kids have their cups and bowls and such. So I was going to say stuff and such, and it came out stutch. That's what happens when you're doing voiceovers way too late. But anyway, there are lots of goodies for the kiddos in here, and so they're covered in handprints all the time. So I was trying really hard to get this cabinet really scrubbed off. And then the next thing I'm going to wipe down is this little bit of wall right here. So I know you can't see it, but that's where our stairs are that go upstairs to the kids' bedrooms. And my oldest son, who is 13, he's constantly grabbing that wall when he goes around the corner. So it's covered in dirty handprints. But here's the water from cleaning off the cabinets as well as the walls. Look at that. It was filthy. And I just did this, you guys, in March. So was not that long ago at all. But just grabbing some more cleaning items from the closet, and I am now going to scrub down my stove. I really just do not like doing this chore. Like, I really do not like this chore. So I don't do it as often as I probably should because I don't like it. So then I let it get not really bad, but worse than it could be. And then I just have to do it a little bit deeper. So I just really just do not like cleaning off the stove, but I'm getting started with the Method degreaser spray, and you spray it and then you let it sit there for a few minutes and it kind of brings it all up and breaks it all up. And then I'm using some stainless steel cleaner to work on the other parts of the stove while that sits. And I'm using a clean microfiber cloth again. Just all the microfiber cloths, they clean everything. They're not fancy, just from the Dollar Tree. You don't have to buy anything expensive. I'm talking to my son. That's who I'm smiling at, by the way. And then I'm just going to clean off all of the stainless steel pieces. I also use the stainless steel cleaner to clean off the glass front, and it works really, really well. And then I also use it to clean the knobs. I don't spray the knobs. I just use whatever's on the cloth, and I feel like that works perfectly fine. And as I mentioned in a previous video, I just recently learned in the last 6 months that you could take the knobs off when cleaning them. So that's made my life tremendously easier instead of trying to clean them while they're on the stove. Yes, that's what I used to do. It was miserable. This is much easier. And it really does make a huge difference. Okay, so now it's time to scrub off this cooktop. So we do have a gas grill. I'm sorry, gas grill. We do have one of those too, but this is not a grill. This is a stove. And so I'm trying to be very careful about not getting a ton of, water or anything into the center. But I'm just cleaning it off here with a scrubber brush. This one is just a nice stiff bristled brush. And I am just using a little bit of water and then that degreaser spray that I had already sprayed. I did put on some gloves just because I didn't want to mess up my manicure. But you don't have to use gloves. It's not like this product is, bad for you. It's just that I didn't want to mess up my nails. And then I'm wiping everything down with paper towels. And it's amazing to see like how much was on there, but it's literally like having a brand new stove now. I wish that I enjoyed this chore more because it really does look so nice, but this is one of those chores that feels like I could be doing it like 7 times a day because we cook so much. I feel like I could just be doing this all the time, and maybe that's why I don't like to do it very often because it just feels like, okay, great, it's clean. Now I don't want to cook in it. You know what I mean? Now I'll have to clean it again, but it needed to be done. I also took some time to scrub all of the iron pieces on my stove. So these little caps go on each burner, and I'm just washing them with a little bit of dish soap and scrubbing them. You can see the bubbles. Look how dirty they were. They were filthy. I don't scrub these down like this, but maybe once every couple of months. I have done this one other time. And then I am also going to scrub the grates. This is something, again, I hate doing. I don't like the texture of the grates. I don't really like to touch them very much. I'm terrified they're going to scrape up my sink, but they needed to be done. So I just put them in and tried really hard not to move them around very much, except they did move around a little bit. They didn't scrape anything, luckily, but they needed to be They needed to be scrubbed really badly. And if you do this, every couple of weeks or so, it does, make them last longer, and it makes the job a lot easier than if you wait and do it, longer, and then it's really hard to clean. So I do try to do it fairly often because I don't like when they get super grimy, but this is definitely not a good chore for me. I would much prefer to scrub the floors, clean a bathroom, do 17 loads of laundry. I don't know what it is about the stove. I just do not like cleaning it. Do you feel the same way? Or am I just a big baby? Okay, moving into cleaning some more appliances. I am going to clean my fridge. Oh gosh, I'm dancing again. I have to be really aware that that's happening when I'm on camera. I kind of forget. I get lost in the moment. I had my headphones in. Anyway, I'm just going to scrub this down again with some stainless steel cleaner. I think that's the Wyman stainless steel cleaner. This was so filthy, you guys. So my kids just put their hands literally all over this thing every time they get into it. So, which is fine. That's, going to be expected, but scrubbing it down, I don't know what the heck was all over the handles. They were just gross and everything just felt dirty. So just going to take some time to get this cleaned off. I think it took a lot longer than I was anticipating, but it was really dirty. Another area that gets a ton of fingerprints is my pantry door. So this door is from Home Depot. It did not come in black. I get asked this a lot, by the way. That's why I'm telling you these things. But I did purchase this door from Home Depot. It's not like the normal size of a door. It's a little bit more narrow. And it did not come in black, like I said. It was white. We did paint it black. It is in the color Tricorn Black by Sherwin-Williams. It's a really pretty warm black. I love this color. And then the door handle is a bronze door handle that we purchased on Amazon. And funny story, it locks from the outside, which I didn't buy it because it locked. It's just it came with a lock. And so my kids are constantly locking each other in the pantry, like as a joke. Although there is a key inside of the pantry, so if anybody gets stuck in there, they can get out. But that's why it gets a ton of handprints. There's face prints on there all the time, but when you live in a house with 4 boys, that's what's going to happen. So just going to take some time now to finish up the kitchen by wiping everything down. And then I'm done with the deep cleaning, you guys, and it's time to move on with some decorating, which is what I ended up doing. you will see those videos coming up here in the next several weeks. In my Wednesday videos, I will be slowly decorating for summer. I have gotten 2 areas of my house done so far, and I'm so happy with the way that it looks. So you'll have to check it out. In Wednesday's video, I'm going to do a kitchen refresh where I redecorate the whole space, and I also decorate for summer. So can't wait for you to see that. And that is it for this Sunday reset, my friends. Here is my house fully put together. I love to document these moments because I know that when everybody comes back inside, it's not going to stay this way. In fact, I think it didn't stay this way for 15 minutes because the boys came in and had some snacks and put their shoes everywhere. They decided to start coloring on some pictures. So nothing ever stays perfectly clean. I don't want you to think that this is what my house looks like all the time, but you know, trying to stay on top of things does help my mental health. So I am really thankful that you chose to spend part of your day today with me. If you enjoyed this video, I would love for you to consider giving it a thumbs up. If you aren't subscribed, I would love to have you subscribe and join the family. I post new videos every Wednesday and Sunday. There are always fun home projects and lots of cleaning and housewarming. So hopefully I will get to see you again in another video. Until then, my friends, I hope that you have a lovely rest of your weekend, and I will see you in the next one. Have a great day, friends. Take care. Bye-bye.